what do we got here?
Well, I have two very rare uncut Metazoo sample sheets.
Is that like Pokemon stuff?
Gary, are you giving him another shot at something?
I am going to, Chumley. I felt so bad 8 years ago about that time that I thought I'd give him another shot today.
So these go for a lot of money?
Yes. The most expensive card is probably the Pristine 10 first edition base Charizard. The card itself is considered the crown jewel of the Pokemon world.
So how much do you want for these things?
I'm looking for right in the area of $500,000.
It's out of my skill set completely.
It was like an easy 10 million, though, right after.
Today, it's about 10 million.
But don't worry, you were right to pass at that price at that time.
Yeah.
Since that day, I've actually befriended Gary. We've done a lot of conventions together, and I actually am familiar with these.
So this is not Pokemon.
No.
More similar to Magic the Gathering, but basically it's a strategic card game, and you battle with your deck of cards to try to eliminate all the creatures off your opponent's field, and then tallying up your life points to win the game.
Can I say the creatures on here, whereas Pokemon, of course, are just made-up characters by their artists, these are based on real cryptids like Bigfoot, Mothman.
To put it in terms you understand, that's the Charizard of the game.
Okay, so that's the expensive one.
And this is the most expensive one because it's the Black Border Sample Mothman. These are sample Metazoo sheets, which would have been before the first edition. So this is the earliest example of Metazoo that was ever printed. Gary, why don't you tell Rick how you obtained these sheets?
Well, I got these directly from the founder and owner, Michael Waddell. He gave them to me. I think we traded off something with my Pokemon stuff. And so that's how I ended up with them.
All right, we got there. So let's talk business. What are you asking for these things?
I am looking for $120,000 for the two.
All right, you are the trading card guru. What do you think they're worth?
Thing about Metazoo is they recently went out of business. Now, there is speculation that another company will come and buy them out.
Big company.
It still has a really big following, but the market of people that can afford them is very small. You know, these are really cool, and the problem is that there's so little of them out there, you really don't know what they're worth.
All right, how's it a popular game if they go out of business? Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, just as a businessman, I'm just saying I'm gonna stay away from it. I don't know enough about it to invest that kind of much money.
All right, looks like you're missing out again.
Yeah, I'll be able to sleep.
All right, well, thanks, Gary.
Of course.
I'll help you carry this stuff to your car.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm a little disappointed about not making the deal, but I know what happened with my Charizard collection I brought in 8 years ago. Hopefully, this will be the same thing. In 10 years from now, I'll be very happy they didn't sell.
While you might not find me playing a game of Metazoo on a Saturday night, there was a time in the 70s when I was wheeling and dealing sports cards after school. Probably kickstarted everyone's favorite pawn empire. Using cards in a game first started about 1,000 years ago in China. They are simple hand-painted cards from the Tang Dynasty and beautifully illustrated Ming Dynasty sets, which feature images of characters from popular Chinese novels. In the early 1900s, the Allegheny Card Company creates the very first trading card game designed to simulate a real baseball game, only using cards. Baseball nerd heaven. In 1993, a UPenn mathematics PhD student, Richard Garfield, invents Magic the Gathering, where players battle it out as powerful wizards. So many people fell in love and started playing this game that as of 2022, they had $1 billion in sales. In 1996, Nintendo releases a video game called Pocket Monsters, or Pokemon. The companion trading card game featuring 102 illustrated cards was released shortly after. It became a huge craze and still is. We're talking about endless hours of homework procrastination here. How do I get in on this action? Pawn Stars, the trading game? How much do you think a Chumley Gold Star would be worth?